What is up, my thrifty friends? Tabs here from the Urban Goddess shop. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is our work with me video. This is where I chat your ear off and you get work done. So if you are new, you're going to look for this logo popping up on the thumbnails, and it's just a work with me. I'm going to share everything and anything that I can find reseller related, that's newsworthy, different topics, and just kind of share them. It's like a good discussion video for you to hunker in, set a task, whether it's listing, shipping, cross-listing, whatever you're working on. And I'm just going to keep you company. I'm like your favorite coworker, okay? I like to think of you guys as my favorite coworkers, so I hope you think of me as your favorite coworker. If you're new to my channel, I am a Canadian reseller. I'm a mom to 2 girls, a wife. I work part-time in a hospital pharmacy, and I love to sell used clothing. It is my jam here on YouTube, and I share everything about my business, hopefully helping others build a side hustle doing reselling. And I think it's a very, very achievable side hustle. I think anyone can do this no matter where you live, and you can start up with like next to nothing. You're literally going to thrift shops looking for clothing to resell. Okay, so we're going to jump into this. We have a lot of different topics. One of my favorite ones actually that we're going to talk about at the end is how I prepare for my taxes and the types of things that I'm claiming as expenses. This is not a tax advice video, but I think it may trigger some things that you haven't been thinking about for expenses, and you can take these to your accountant. My accountant does give me a spreadsheet every year to fill out, and it kind of has all these topics in it, and then I make my own sheets where I just add up all the totals from the year and then fill in his spreadsheet and send that off to him. So it's actually not difficult. It takes me maybe 2-3 days to do my taxes, to get all the information together. I'm sure it'd be a lot quicker if I did this on a monthly basis, but I'm just not that organized. So whatever, we're not going to talk about that right now. Let's get into the life and business updates. So life-wise, we've just been busy. I worked 2 12-hour shifts this last week. I also did a live show, and we're going to talk about that later. So that took a lot of my time as well. And I'm recording this on Friday. So we are heading to the mountains. They're getting 22 centimeters of snow, which I think is like 10 inches, maybe 8 to 10 inches of snow. So we're pretty excited. The mountain we go to gets a lot of wind, so huge like sifts everywhere, and the area where we love to snowboard the most on the resort gets a lot of wind sifting. So I think it's going to be an epic 3 days. We're leaving Friday. We're not coming home till Monday, and that gives us 3 days of snowboarding. We have not been able to go this month because they haven't gotten any snow. So this is a really big deal. I'm pumped. I got a lot of stuff to accomplish today before we leave at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And this video was one of them. So I'm assuming I'm going to have a great weekend, and this is Monday. I'm talking with you guys, and I'm out there living my best life, snowboarding. Okay, so yeah, life-wise, it's been busy, really, really busy, and we're still working on the ambulance. I think I keep saying it. I promise I am going to start getting some stuff organized there. It's just I've had a lot of balls in the air. Like I always say, I'm juggling a lot of things, and I have a lot of balls in the air right now. And I know it looks like I manage everything very well, but there's a lot of days where I don't, right? So it's like I'm not finding those extra pockets of time that I need to put into other business ventures right now, and I'm hoping to get better at that during the 2023 year. Curling wrapped up for Emeka, so that's good until I think like 2 weeks she starts playoffs. So yeah, it's just, we got a lot going on, but things are going good. Business wise, sales have been pretty slow the last week. I don't know. I did reach out to a few resellers who do it full time that are Canadian, that I really respect their opinions and how they run their business. And they said that their sales are about similar to last January. So when I look at, I guess, my own data, last year, this time, January, I think I was still running a little bit more of a volume, lower ASP business. And that might also have an effect on why when I look at last year, it seemed like my sales were a lot higher, but I think I was just turning over a much higher volume of inventory. And when I look at the numbers, I was like, I think I sold almost double of what I'm selling right now. So there could be some correlation in there. I think there is maybe a little bit more data. This may be typical to a January. I feel like it's just too early to decide. I do have some good things to talk about though, business related, and this is just gonna kind of stroll right into the video. So I've been kind of talking about it, but I actually switched my sharing automation from Closet Tools to Posh Sidekick. And I'm absolutely loving it. I used to say this. I am now working with Michael from Magiscripter and Posh Sidekick, and he has some other things in the works. And I'm just really excited about the partnership because I've been wanting to work with a software developer or someone that has software out for resellers, but that was actually like willing to work with me. And you guys know this. I would not share anything I did not stand behind. I do not share very much stuff through my YouTube or through my Instagram because there's not very many products that I really stand behind that I'm like, yeah, I believe in this. I think this is going to change your business. And I put a lot of weight in, I guess, in what I share with you guys, right? Like I never want to come across as that person that just is like selling everything to you, buy this, and I'm going to make commissions on everything. Like I would rather only promote good stuff than promote a pile of crap. And I do receive a lot of collaboration, emails, messages. It's crazy. But none of it really aligns with my business or what I believe in anyways. Okay, so there's a little bit of the backstory. So I am so happy that we are talking about automation out in the public now, that this is a common topic, because I think it actually has a really big impact on your business, especially on Poshmark. The reason being is that Poshmark's algorithm is based on sharing. So when you share your item, it pushes your item up into the search. It means that you are like a relevant posher. You're active on the app, right? And the more that you share your items, obviously, the higher ranking your items are. Now, I do believe in automation because what it does is it takes you off of your cell phone. So if you're having to share your closet all the time throughout the day, you're always on your phone. Even though they created a bulk share feature, you're still on your phone. You're still holding your phone. You're still distracted from your family, from your friends, whatever you're doing. And I think what automation does is it allows you to put your phone down a lot more. Now, what I like about Posh Sidekick is they have like intuitive technology, and there's some magic sauce in it. I don't know if I can share everything, but just trust me on it. They're using activity on the app to develop how the sharing works, and I believe in the science. I am a data person. I'm a science person. I used to share my closet like that. I would share it at peak times, and I wouldn't share it when no one was on the app because it was just pointless, right? And I think this is where they've nailed it in the application. Here's a really cool fact, and I have not been able to say this since January 1st or since January 2022. So I have not been able to say this for a year. I have had 15 days with only one no sale day. Like, that's huge. I am a 425 item active listing closet. I am not a 1,500 active listing closet. I list 30 to 45 items a week. So to have sales every day again, which is what I used to have all the time, I would only have like 2 or 3 no sales days a month. I feel like I'm finally getting back to that. Now, I will say I haven't had as many sales, but I think, like I said, I think there's some other factors going into it right now, and I need to build up my inventory of those higher ASP items. So right now, my problem is I think that I'm actually selling items relatively quickly to what I'm listing, and I haven't been able to build up that big bunch of good ASP items in my closet. So there's some like data and I'm always like trying to figure things out. I don't believe in luck. I don't believe in winging it. I am always trying to crack the code. Like that's why you guys are here, because you know you're getting information. You know I'm feverishly working on cracking the codes of any application I'm working on. And yeah, I think that's such a cool fact. Like, one no sales day since I switched 15 days ago. And I was going to wait to talk about it because I was like, I feel like I should give it a chance. I feel like I should use it longer before I talk about it. But switching from the other automation to this, I've already seen a difference in the activity in my closet. So, and this is the part actually that really kicks me in the butt, is that Posh Sidekick is an app-based sharing automation. So basically you download the app, you set it up, and then you leave it. That's it. That's literally it. It does everything all the time. I mean, I log into the app to see what's going on, how many shares I'm at, how many likes, but really I don't need to look at it. Like, it just does its job. And before, when I was using Closet Tools, I had to have my laptop open all the time. And it was like, if my laptop wasn't open, my closet wasn't sharing. If my phone wasn't running, like I had to physically have my phone open while we were traveling and plugged in and like continuously sharing. Like, it just, I look back and I'm like, why did I do that for 2 years? Like, why did I not switch to an app-based automation tool? Like, I don't know, game changer. This is like my biggest regret right now, is not doing this sooner. So that being said, if you are looking to try different automation or you like what you're hearing, I highly recommend them. I do have a coupon code that is just TABS, TABS, and you'll get 7 days free, and you'll also save 10% on your first month. So give it a try. Automation, apples and oranges. I mean, they're all very similar, but I see a lot of really good things that they have going on with this one. And I am standing behind Posh Sidekick. So yep, this is my sharing tool. And if you're wondering what I use for cross-listing, I use Prime Lister for cross-listing because Posh Sidekick does not have a cross-listing software. Yeah, I still am using Prime Lister for the cross-listing. Okay, there's my blurb. I had to talk about it because I feel like there's a lot of people that are struggling with sales and they're struggling with sharing and everything about their business. And I think this is one thing that can have a very positive impact on your business. Okay, I also have to talk a little bit more about these applications. So Magiscripter, I'm going to keep talking about it because I want to hear what you guys think. If you haven't signed up for it, let me read this message. So this was left, I think, a day or two ago, and I've received multiple of these messages. So I am going to do a video in a couple weeks when I have some more analytics on how the posts are performing. But obviously, if you have already seen success or any of your thoughts, please share them with me because I'm going to start collecting this data to share in the video. But Withdrawn 4516 commented, OMG, I literally thought you were exaggerating when you said you sold your items so fast after putting the Magiscripter description in your listing. So I tried it out on a couple items with the free 5 credits, because when you sign up, you get free 5 credits, and you can start with. And one of my items sold within days of adding the Magiscripter description to my listing. I am so shocked it actually worked. I think you're right. I think the program knows a lot more about what Google wants and things to be listed than us humans just trying to make a stab in the dark, or trying to take a stab in the dark. Sorry guys, I'm like butchering this. Thank you for your recommendation. I can't wait to sign up with your referral code and get you one. Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, I have so many testimonials. I was kind of in a rush getting this video ready, and I've received a lot of comments recently, like, I don't know, 1,500. Maybe we're teetering on almost 2,000 comments in the last week and a half. So it's a lot to go through. But I am doing my best to reply to everyone. But yeah, just trust me. There are dozens of these types of comments. And if you have any experiences you want to share, please drop them below. So yeah, the other thing I wanted to drop in here while we're talking about this, again, I'm going to do another, I hate doing this, but I'm going to do another shameless plug. But if you want to sign up and download the app, you can use my coupon code, and it is 922849. I know it's kind of a mouthful. I'm working on getting a word one. He's working on it. For right now, it's a numerical code. I'm also going to drop it down below in the description, but you're going to get some extra credits when you sign up for it on top of the 5 free credits. And I also get a small little kickback for referring you guys there. And I'm just happy to share this application because I truly believe it'll have a positive impact on your business. I was actually just talking with Michael about the software, and I always share testimonials with him. I'll like screenshot, send it to him. And I said, you know, I've been using some generic descriptions like for Aritzia items, for Levi's, things like that. And what he recommended was actually using Magiscripter to create descriptions for those, and use the title still, but put it in, let it develop one, because he said Google actually gives preference to unique descriptions over repetitive, generic, similar ones. So you're going to get ranked on your title, but then they're also looking for uniqueness in your description. So I trust him. I mean, this is his job. This is his life. This is his passion. And I started changing some descriptions. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm going to do a follow-up in a couple weeks and I will share all the data and findings that I get from this. But I see positive impact already without diving into my data. I already see a positive impact. And I think the great thing is that you can go back into your old listings, and even if you just start trickling into new ones, redo a pile of old ones. It's so dang affordable to use, like less than 10 cents a listing. You can afford to go back and do 200 listings, like 20 bucks, 200 listings. You can do that. And it literally takes seconds every time. Copy the title, paste it, copy the new body, paste it into your description on Poshmark, eBay, wherever you're reselling on. So yeah, okay. And done. Automation. That's what I had to talk about. Obviously, you can see how excited I get about it because it's such a game changer for me. We are going to talk about a case, and it's just a weird one. So I got to read off because I have some details in here and I don't want to mess them up. So I had a case last week, and I'm not sure how it ended in my favor, to be honest. I was really hoping the buyer would send the item back. So here's the backstory. I sold a Free People sweater. I listed it for $100. Buyer sent me an offer for $70, which I accepted. I chatted about it on my What Sold, I think last week or the week before, and I actually had another reseller reach out to me on Instagram, and she was like, the reason why your item sold within 2 days and you've sold 2 of these sweaters within 2 days, like when you list them, they sell within 2 days. She said, is because it's a bolo style. And I did not know this. And she was like, honestly, you could probably list them higher and get over $100 on an offer. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. That's probably why they're selling so quickly. So I could price higher and hope for, over $100 for the sweater. So lesson learned, I always appreciate when someone reaches out to me to let me know if an item is a bolo or something that that has higher value, because sometimes I don't know. And I don't always do the research into it. I just kind of do, list, and I set a price based on similar solds, and a little bit higher. I always go higher, allow room for deals. You guys know that. But yeah, I was very appreciative. Thank you. Now, the buyer receives the sweater and sends me a message. She said there's a brown stain under the collar. So the collar kind of has a fold. I wouldn't have noticed. I don't flip colors. I don't check them over that good. So I was like, okay, I checked the pictures. Of course, I don't have any flipped on the pictures that I took, and she knew that. She stated that. I did apologize for the inconvenience, and I offered her a full return. I felt like this was a win-win. She gets a return, I get the item back, I can list it higher and sell it for more. When she replies, she actually doesn't want to return it. She just wants a discount on the item. So I replied, I said, I don't give discounts, but I'll gladly accept the return. And I state that she'll just have to open a case then, right? Anyways, as soon as people decide to return and just request money off the item, I instantly doubt them. And that's just a statement. It doesn't mean it's always true. She could have a valid reason. This could be just like she really loves it. She just you know what I mean? But as soon as someone is like, no, I don't want to return it, but I want you to give me money back, I always like, no, just return the item. I'll take it back. I will clean it myself. Sell it for more money, because usually, and this is the crappy thing, usually these types of situations for me are like an easy fix, and I undersold the item. 99% of the time, I undersold the item to the person as well. So yeah, she did call them in, Posh, which I was totally shocked. I just stated that I would gladly accept the return or whatever, and that I wasn't doing a partial refund. I left it at that, and I was like, whatever, it's in Posh's hands, or it's in God's hands now, right? Let's see what they decide. And I get an email that night, so within 12 hours, and it says Poshmark declined the claim. I am shook. I am like shook. I couldn't believe it. I thought for sure they were going to approve the claim and tell her to send it back, or even give her a partial refund. I could see Posh doing it, but I am shocked. So according to what they sent to me, it says the claim was declined. Now, I don't know if they ended up paying her out a partial. I don't know, because I had a similar situation in the summer where Posh told me one story, and I know a different thing happened because they worked with the buyer in the background. So I don't know, like, has anyone else had a similar case recently or had like a really quick response? This whole thing I'm just shocked about. I also think this is a good opportunity because I find these extremely entertaining and a good way for all of us to get a good laugh. Has anyone had any crazy return cases? Any like crazy comments from buyers? Any like ludicrous situations? I want to hear them. Drop them down below. Let's just have a little laugh. Let's look at them lightheartedly. This isn't a poo on posh or anything like that, but I find these cases entertaining. I find people's stories entertaining. I just think they're quite funny. So if you have something fun you want to share with us, drop it down below. I'd love to read through some of these comments. Okay, end of the case. Worked out in my favor. 1 point for Tab. Okay, now I also want to make a statement. I think this is the time for us to start pulling out our summer items. If you have been hoarding a tote of summer items for the last couple months, I think we should start getting these listed. I have noticed my winter items slowing down in sales, and I've actually noticed an uptick in some of my summerish items. So for me, this is where I'm going to start listing them. We're heading into February. Not only are people going on holidays this winter, well, there's a lot of issues coming out of Canada right now for holidays, but people are going regardless. And I think people are starting to think ahead right now. They're looking for some good spring staples, and different areas of the country are going to start to see warmer weather. And I mean, if you're down in the States, it's warm weather all the time. I'm sure you're selling summer stuff all the time, but I do try and hold on to winter items as long as I can for like selling, because I tend to get a higher dollar value for my winter items. So I'm sad when the season ends because I get good sales off them, but I'm ready to start selling some summer items. I think, another thing I noted in here was I've also been receiving emails from retailers with spring collection. And I think that's our next trigger point of, okay, if retailers are starting to push and promote their spring items, it is time for us to start listing and promoting them as well. Personally, I also said personally, I'm basing my sourcing decisions off of Aritzia. That is my demographic. My shoppers that shop in my closet love that store. So if Aritzia is setting the bar, these are the color patterns. These are the patterns, the styles, the cuts, the color palettes that they're using. I'm going to be using similar ones as well. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited. I love when they start sending out their emails for the next season, because it gives us a chance to do some market research and find out what people are going to be looking for. Okay, so we're going to talk about the live show next, and I still don't know where I stand on these. Okay, so I'm going to go through my notes here. I've really been trying to give them a go. Like I'm trying to do one once a month, once every couple weeks, and I'm trying to figure out if they fit into my business model and my time allowance, because typically I am running my reselling business off of 10 to maybe 14 hours max, but I'm going to say 10 to 12 hours a week. That's all I spend on reselling. So I find it tough because it takes a lot of time to source items to sell with a low cost of goods in my local area. Now, if I had bins access and I went for one day and got 100 items that were low cost of goods, I think it would work better for me. But just what I have for local sourcing, I'm really struggling. I had to work really hard, and I sourced probably about 5 hours over the course of the 2 days prior to my show. And I mean, I had to work hard. Like, I find it easier to find higher value, high quality pieces and to pay up for them than it is to comb through trying to find the best possible, lowest cost of goods price and still get a decent dollar for them. It actually, to me, it took a lot more work to do it that way. And the other thing was, it was the time spent sourcing, prepping, running the show, shipping. It all takes away from my normal items, like my normal business. So I spent about 8 hours doing my live show, like sourcing it, running the show, or prepping for it, running the show, and shipping, sending them out in the mail, things like that. And those took away out of the 12 hours that I had for my reselling business. And you can turn a profit quick, but it didn't really set me up for the future. So future tab, like 2-3 weeks from now, that should have items trickling in for sales, doesn't, because I wasn't able to put any focus into that because all of my energy went into my live sale. So yeah, I'm still not convinced that the juice is worth the squeeze for me. Doesn't mean it's not profitable for people. It doesn't mean it doesn't work for other people, but I just don't know if it works for me still. So I have a full video coming out on Wednesday, and I'm going to break down all my numbers, all the data, cost of goods, fees, everything that went into it. And, you guys can decide at the end of that show, because some of you may disagree with me, but I'm going to leave it up to you guys to decide how that went. Okay, so yeah, full transparency coming out on Wednesday. Stay tuned. Moving on, we have some Posh news. I don't know if anyone noticed this, but there's ads on the computer now. There are legit ads in the middle of your closet when you're scrolling, and this just showed up yesterday that I noticed. Now, I don't normally go on my computer to look at my closet, but when I was doing some of my show prep, I saw that, and I think it's been a long time coming. We knew they were looking for different revenue. Ads is a good revenue. That's why so many other platforms have it. Honestly, I don't think it's going to affect the user experience, as I think most people are just used to ads in life in general. But it is an eyesore when someone's looking in your closet. They are there. I don't know. I think it's just an annoyance for people, but I don't think it's going to impact sales. And I think this is the first change of 2023. So like I said, I had a gut feeling things were going to start changing. Things are going to start happening. We're on the roller coaster ride. We're just sitting in the car. We're just taking off from the station, bumping along, waiting for it to go. And I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. So change number 1, ads are now in the live shows. And actually maybe change number 1 was the silent shows that they came out with. And that came out, I think, like a week and a half ago. So that was another thing that's been rolled out. And I do think they're a great thing. If you're doing shows and you don't have the opportunity to do an actual live show, their silent shows with the carousel type pictures, I don't know, they're pretty appealing. Although, like I said, I ran a whole show doing it. 25 items, didn't sell 1 item. Not 1 item. So I don't know if there's money to be made doing that. But to each their own. Everyone can try different things. And I do recommend that everyone try doing a live show once. I don't know why they're still limiting people in. Like, I thought it was open. Like, I've seen some of these live shows and these people get approved. Like, I don't understand why other people can't. Like, it blows my mind. I don't know what's going on. But if you are having issues getting in, I would recommend contacting Poshmark through Instagram. And if you're in Canada, do Posh Canada. If you're in the US, do Posh US. But maybe you can get a response or a fast track that way. And I don't know what the current criteria is as well. So you want to make sure you meet that criteria, and then maybe try reaching out to them through social media and see if someone will help you there. Put in a support call. I don't know. I heard it. They're just running it on a first come, first serve basis right now. But yeah, I don't know. I hope everyone that gets in gets an opportunity to get in, because like I said, I think it's an opportunity that everyone should have to try and decide if it works for them. Also, I've seen this comment a few times, and I think I should address it just because I look at it as a rumor. So there's rumors going around that Posh knows if you're using bots and is penalizing people by holding back activity on their closet. I'm going to say I don't believe this. I find it funny that a company that can't figure out the simplest of things, has the technology and software to go undercover and start splitting us by hairs. Also, I think a lot of automation tools, so the automation tool I'm using, Sidekick, use randomized sharing to mimic someone doing bulk sharing. So how would they figure it out? That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's any bulk into that. I don't think I would believe that one until it is stated by Poshmark that they are not allowing automation and they are now penalizing. Although, like, who knows, they're not always transparent about their motives, but I don't think it is. And I know people that use automation that have very big closets that are still seeing consistent sales. So I think it's going to break down into what we're selling, what our price points are, and then, I don't know, maybe still some testing, low economy, it's January. I don't know. Guys. I cannot figure this all out. I'm just going to keep trucking along and looking for those quality pieces. I think right now for selling, and I saw someone post on Instagram about this, rather than trying to cater to people's needs, which people are going to start to pick which needs they can actually afford and which ones they can't, you need to sell for wants. So, and that's kind of what my switch was in my closet going to the higher ASP. I'm looking for the people that are still shopping for wants, because the people that are shopping for necessity, that are looking for the best deals, they're going to start to feel this economy crunch the most. And that's the saddest part. Like, it breaks my heart what's happening in North America right now, but I think it's about to get tougher. They're raising, the banks raising the points. I don't even know. I'm not financial. All I know is that my mortgage payment is about to go up, and so are a lot of people's. And anyone re-signing a mortgage this year is about to be in a whole lot of hurt. So I don't know. I just hope this ends soon. I hope we are on the up curve soon. I don't think we're there yet. Okay, so that being said, I got a hair on my tongue. That's a rumor. Let's just stroke that out. Don't even let that scenario play in your head. The 1099K, I need to address this. It was so embarrassing that I put that video out, and I realized after that I forgot. I had heard that the IRS had put it off for one more year. So yes, the IRS has pushed back the reporting of the new amounts until next year, and the threshold still remains the same as previous years. But just to clarify, this does not mean you don't have to claim this income, okay? You still need to claim your income that you're reselling, and you still need to get an accountant and do your taxes. Do your dang taxes, people. Okay, and rent. We're done. No more 1099K, and it has now been amended. And I am not going to be embarrassed about it anymore. Okay, last topic. Well, we're on the topic of taxes. I thought it'd be fun to share how I prepare for my taxes, some of the expenses I have. I'm not going to share the documents because I literally just create a little Google sheet and put exactly what I'm going to be telling you and how much I spent on it. Expenses can add up, and if you aren't claiming your reselling as a business, this is why you should, because you can claim your expenses. And I don't think you even realize how many expenses you probably have until you start to add them up. This is not tax advice. I am not telling you this is what you need to do, but I just want to show you examples of things that I am using as write-offs in my business. I have a couple different ones. I have Amazon costs. This is everything and anything that I purchase for my business off of Amazon. And last year, just so you guys know, I purchased $3,032 for my business. Now, there at the bottom, there are some things that were not Amazon related, but things that I had purchased. So for example, I'm gonna give you some examples. These were expenses I had. AirPods for my video editing. I strictly use them for my business. I don't typically wear AirPods any other time, just when I'm editing my videos. I got a GoPro for recording, which we are using for our ambulance videos. Shelves, totes. I bought a memory card for the GoPro. Cleaning supplies from Costco. We got a Cricut maker, which we have been doing side projects for, and we are maybe doing something else business related with them. Yeah, so like those are examples of things that I purchased. I also have a lot of stuff that I bought through Amazon for the business, such as like tape, labels, poly mailers, stickers, spray and wash, shoe brushes, like anything I buy that helps me in my business, I am getting through Amazon and I have receipts for. So I think it's worth combing through your orders from the previous year and printing off, tracking, create a spreadsheet of everything you've purchased for your business. Last year this would be for the previous year. So this is for 2021. I had liquidation purchases. So I had bought from Jomar and Quick Lots, and because I was buying from them, I also had FedEx and UPS and duties, customs charges, things like that. So I have a spreadsheet dedicated to those orders. If you are ordering liquidation, you can claim those costs. I have a spreadsheet for just inventory purchases. So I track all my thrift store purchases. I had a line for my Jomar quick lots, what I spent. I did do some eBay sourcing, which I also included in there. And yeah, that's basically where I was doing most of my sourcing. And I say thrift store, but to me, that's thrift store, consignment, any sort of like box store that I'm going to do sourcing from, I'll put into there. I had a page for travel costs. So I used to do traveling to the bins in Edmonton. It was about a 5-hour trip each way, get a hotel. I had food costs, anything that was in that trip, I was able to claim and put into another sheet. And then I have an applications page. And this is where I put all my monthly subscriptions. And we all know they add up, right? So here are some examples of things that I have as a monthly subscription. I pay for TubeBuddy. That's for my YouTube analytics. I pay for Epidemic Sound monthly. That gives me all the cool sounds and music that I use in my videos. Adobe Lightroom, I use that for editing. PixArt, I use that for thumbnail editing. I also now have Canva, which I will add into this for like 2022. For reselling, I use Photo Room. I have an annual membership for that. I also have a monthly membership to HP Instant Ink program. So I have an HP office printer or whatever, like, you know what I mean, just a printer. But HP has a program that if you pay monthly, they monitor your ink usage and they just send you ink when you need it. And nothing drives me more crazy than needing to print something and I have no ink. And then I have to run to Staples. The ink is so expensive at Staples. It is actually a better deal for me to be on this program at $5.99 a month than it is for me to purchase ink twice a year. Like, I have ran the numbers. It is a better deal to partner up with HP Ink. So if you have a printer, you should see if there's some sort of monthly ink program that you can sign up, because you will save money. They do have like a max amount of sheets you can print a month, but we've never gone over it. For the package that we have, we've never gone over it. Some other applications I pay for. Last year it was Closet Tools, because that's what I was using for my automation, in 2021, and Prime Lister. So those would be two tools that I use. I also have like a miscellaneous Canada Post line, and this is anything that I've sent through eBay or Etsy, or like private sales that I've had to pay for postage myself, where like certain applications like Poshmark handles that shipping. But here, this is where I would keep track of that. I also was part of Becky Park's YouTube course in 2021, so I was able to claim that as an expense. And I signed up for Skillshare for 1 month. I didn't actually use it, although I do think that there is a place in someone's business for Skillshare. I think they offer a lot of things. This is not a sponsored post, but I do see value in it. I just personally don't have time to do it. So I did pay for that as well. And then I just had a final expense sheet where I kind of compiled all these things into it and filled out my accountant's spreadsheet that he gave me. Now, I also wanted to cover, there was another sheet I had. I also did home office. If you are running your business out of your house and you have designated areas that you use for your business, this is where you can claim, parts of your home. And on the spreadsheet that my accountant gave me, it bases the total square footage of my house, and then how much square footage I have designated to my reselling business. And for us, I actually have 2 full bedrooms designated to my reselling business, and then I have about 45 square feet in my dining room. I know, it's so crazy. That literally is like designated for my business. We were able to claim a percentage of all our total costs, and some of the costs that I was able to add up and then, save on was our heating bill, our electricity bill, insurance for our house, yearly insurance, our maintenance, anything we did to the house, mortgage interest, that's a good one. Property taxes, home security, any additional utilities, home phone usage. I use my cell phone. We don't have a home phone. We only have cell phones in our house. But I was able to claim a substantial amount of my phone bill as a business cost because I run my entire business off of my phone. And when we looked at usage, so Apple does this cool thing where they track your usage on different apps. I could literally tell him what percentage was spent of my phone usage doing business, which is a very high percentage on my phone. Like I've said before, I'm not a big scroller. Like I'm not a big random scroller. I'm not on Snapchat all the time. I don't sit on TikTok. Like, yeah. So it's pretty crazy what you can claim. Home internet, we were able to claim, and then it said any long distance charges, but this was a business calls only, and I have a long distance plan on my cell phone, so that didn't really matter. But yeah, though that's like a whole nother slew of business costs. And I think I was able to write off somewhere around $3,000 or $4,000 last year just from our home office expenses. But yeah, this only works if you have designated areas that are like 100% for your business. I do. This room is not used for anything else besides my business. Same with the other room. But again, you would want to talk to an accountant about this. This is not tax advice. I'm just giving you examples of things that you can claim and why I think that it's important to do your taxes with an accountant, because these are all the things that they're going to help you find in your business to counteract what you're going to owe. And at the end of the day, I don't know about you, but my main goal is to owe less. My main goal is to have more in my pocket. And if I was renting a storage unit, or if I had an office space somewhere that I was paying rent on, paying bills on, things like that, I would be writing that off. So why do I not write off here, right? It makes sense. Okay, oh my gosh, that was a whole mouthful. I hope you guys had a pen and paper to write down all these things, because I feel like that was a whole lot of tips crammed into there of things that you should be looking for. And yeah, I hope they help you. So we're gonna wrap this video up. Let's do something fun because we're coming up to the end of January. I want to know, what are your February business goals? What are you setting forward? What are you putting out into the universe that this is what I want to accomplish in February 2023? So I'll start. My February 2023 goal is to hit the gross sales of $1,200 a week. $1,200 a week. I can do this. I need to figure out how to hit that. This is lower than what I don't know. I hit some pretty high yearly goals, and the way the year is starting out, I'm feeling a little discouraged, not feeling like I'm on par for where I want to go, but this is going to be the first step. I need to set this goal and reverse engineer it. How many items do I have to list? What's my average sale price right now? What do I have to do to hit those goals? I know it's a big goal. It's like a reach goal, but I'm down for the task and I want to do this. Like I'm trying to push my business and create a full-time income working part-time doing it. And I think it's feasible. I think it's very tangible. I've done the math. I've calculated it out. I just need to work on all my processes, and live shows are sucking up my time. So I don't think I'm going to do a live show for a long time because I need to focus on other areas of my business. Okay, that's my February goal. Drop yours down below. If this video brings you value in your reselling business and helps you out in any way, please give me a thumbs up and let me know. Let me know that this content is resonating with you and it's helping you grow. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure you tap subscribe on your way out. All right, I am wishing you guys many sales, and I'll see you next time. Bye.